YouTube channel. My name is Stuart and I do tutorials in Photoshop. Today we're going to do double exposure. So let's get started. So let's start off, let's create a new canvas. Go to new, we'll give this a name. We're going to call this double exposure. Oops, too many F's. Effects. So we're going to have this around about 40 centimeters by 25 centimeters as landscape, not portrait. And it's around about 15 to 20 inches in diameter. Give it RGB and transparent. And we're good. So as you can see, all of them is from Adobe stock. I'll be leaving a link down below so you can create this if you want to. So let's go into File, Open with Adobe Photoshop 2022. So the first one we're going to do, so we're going to go to Image, Adjustment, Desaturate. It's still a little bit too dark. I'm just going to highlight and bring up the highlights a little bit more. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go to Adjustment Layer. And we're going to go to Levels. And we're just going to increase the levels a little bit. So you can see a little bit more of his beard. That's a wonderful beard, isn't it? Wish I could grow a beard like that. Okay, so once you're happy with that result, we are going to then go down to here and we are going to merge it. And then from there, we are going to go back up to Edit, Free Transform, and go to Flip Horizontal. So quite a lot of this that we don't need. So we're just going to go in and go to the crop tool. And click OK. And from there, we go into the object, select either header or just go to W. I will be putting down all the shortcuts. But Adobe does it a bit. As you can see, some of it is missing. We can bring that back in a little bit later. But it's made a fairly good job. From there, we're now going to go down into the mask. Click mask. And we're going to place this in our scene. Like so. Move it around a bit. Do happy. So the next thing that we've got to do, we are going to bring on our next image, and that is this wooden scene. Again, just unlock the padlock, and we can then bring them into our scene, like so. And we're just going to scale it to fit. Let's bring it up a little bit. So now we need to know our image is going to come in with this image. So we kind of want to overlay him. And when we do that, we're just going to bring down the opacity a little bit. So you can see where our image is and our male object. So what we're going to do here, we just go to call him model. We're just going to call this wood Okay. Okay, so next thing that we want to do here is just to move our images so they line up how you want them. Now, ensure we get everything right. Let's move them along a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger if we need to. So I'm quite happy with that. So next thing to do is to bring that up. Go to back to our main model again. And this time what we want to do is an outline of our male model. So we can cut out the background and just left with the image in this area. So the way we do that is you go to where the mask is and click Command. You'll see the marching ants here. Once you've done that, go over to our next layer, the wood background, and click Mask. So that's left with us with just the image. So let's bring that to 100%, and we will go down and we'll go down to, let me see, overlay. Overlay looks about right. Soft light, too harsh, hard light is. Soft light, so we can see a little bit more of his features. So now we're happy with that. So the next thing that we need to do is to duplicate our wood background. The way we do that, we go Command J. Go over to where the mask is and go Command I to invert it. So the background, so this area is cut out, but it reveals all this. So as you can see, there's like a white halo around him. So what we're going to do is just click onto the mask, get our brush tool, and B for brush on our keyboard. Make sure it's white. Remember, white is to reveal, black is to take out, or you either can do X or you can just go like, hit the little toggle there. With our brush tool, I'm just going to come in and we bring back some of the background. Just take a few minutes to do this. I have my opacity at 100% and the flow rate is about 50. Let's do this bit up here. Oh, it's looking better. And we can bring in his beard as well. Again, go into our male model. And just bringing some of that back again. Some of his lovely beard. Quite jealous. If you could. Remember if you take some of that out. Until you're happy with the result. So next thing we need to do is to bring in our stag. Again with the stag, we need to make the background a lot lighter so we can see the stag. By the way we do that, again go to your adjustment layer, go to curves, and just bring the levels down. So that's about right. And again, flatten it. Then we're going to go up to layers, go up to image, go up to adjustment, oops, and go desaturate. Once you've done that, desaturation, go to W, and we click on to our subject for the object selection tool. Dolby does that work? It's done a really fairly good job, a very good job. So again, go to your master tool, we list with that, and we just don't want all this background, so we just gotta crop this in a little bit. There you go. Click tick, and then we're just going to place this into our canvas again. There's our canvas. Move him up. Now all we need to do is just resize our deer. Hold down the shift key. So what I'm trying to do here is to get these antlers to match the curvature of his back of his head and also his eyebrows here. So it's nearly working. Make them a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks about right. Right, once we're happy with that, we then can take away the mask and apply. Because what we're trying to do next is again to grab the outline of this layer, again holding command. We got the marching ants, and we got to the deer, and click mask. The deer is in the mask of our male subject. I'm going to go to hard light on this one. We're just going to go in, just tidy him up a bit. Pick our brush, make it a little bit bigger in the brackets, and just feather in so it kind of forms with the beard. It's looking pretty good. A little bit smaller, hitting the brackets. We got some white shown here. Just sort of flowing in with our subject. These antlers a little bit. Make that a little bit bigger. Normally I would take a little bit more time over this, but then the video would run into hours and not minutes. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that at the moment. Let's just do it back. Okay, so the next thing, I'm not quite happy. I need him to be a little bit, a bit darker so I can see a bit more of him. Let's try do the levels, see what happens. Oops, one thing. So as you just saw, it affected the whole of the scenery here. One area and not the whole scene. Let's put this back to where it was. we use a clipping mask. Now what it does is just affects this and not the whole canvas. So when I move the slider, as you can see, it's just moving that. Let's make them a little bit darker. Looking good so we can actually see the deer. All right, so now that's done. So the next thing that we want to do, I like the color of this, it looks pretty good, but I want to make it a bit more atmospheric, like a movie poster or movie scene. So now we're going to do something a little bit different. So quite like this scene as it is. Colors will look good, but I just want to have something a bit more punchy. So the way to do this is highlight the first model, go up to the very top, to the layers, click on that with Shift, and go to Layer, Smart Object, Convert to Smart Object. This will convert everything as one. If we need to go back and change anything, we can. So I'm just going to go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and where you see the two little dots intersecting, that is our presets. So you go click that. So you got all these presets to play with. You know? And you got style, vintage, food, if you're doing food, landscapes, lifestyle, travel to, I want to make mine a cinematic look. So we've got all these that we can choose from. Cinematic 2. That's similar to the one that we have already. So I'm just going to go up and use this one. Is it CN01? Click that and click OK. It's still a little bit dark, so what we can do here, we can go back into our adjustments layers and go back to up to levels. This will now alter everything. And just bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. I'm quite happy with that. So what I'll do is put a little bit of text into this as well. I'm going to do. So I'm going to choose Antique Oval. Choose that one. And I'm going to put double. Choose white as our color. That looks quite good. I like that. So again, what I'm going to do is kind of get the background going through the letters. The way we're going to do that is again Command and go to multiply. Let's move this over a little bit. And then we're going to go to FX and go have a drop shadow. You can change it around whenever you want. Next thing I'm going to do is just do another text. Call this one X. Yeah. Again, Command just get the marching ants going around there and expose, effects, drop shadow. And we can just move this one over a bit. You're happy with that. And then one more. effects. And get the marks notes around and have it as multiply. And effects and drop shadow. But for the next bit, we're going to change our text to Gotham and go in to shop. Command, march and ends. Drop shadow. I'm going to try one thing different in this one. We are going to go and create graduate. I'm going to go to the black and white one. You just click on there, just change it a bit. It's looking pretty good. Once you're happy with it, click OK. And we can put this down here. Oops. Making sure, see what I just did wrong? Making sure that you get the text and the graduation at the same time. And then we can move it down. It's looking pretty good. So that's how you create a double exposure in Photoshop. You could say it's a triple exposure because you're using 3 different images. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please leave a comment down below. Hit that bell. Also hit that subscribe button. So thank you very much for sticking with me, and I hope to see you again. And stay safe and keep creating, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.